I was writing for the Sherry Shepherd show, which I loved it. I wrote every day for. I wrote her monologue every day.
Got big hooters.
Yes. Yes, that and she got them made smaller, so I was part of the reduction. She got her boobs smaller and her friends smaller.
I think it's such a waste, big tits.
Yeah,
But you don't.
I know, right, Steve? You feel the same way?
We had
I'll be right out, babe.
Yo, Dom, hey, Dom, hey.
Yo, Dom.
How you doing, Tammy? How are you?
I'm good, Steve. Look how red you are. What were you doing?
Charming.
I was outside eating ice cream with my daughter.
Oh,
Hey, how's she feeling?
She's coming along. She had strep throat last week.
Oh, so good.
I would beat the Lord Jesus Christ with that child.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I meant your wife.
I'm trying, Dom. I'm trying.
Ask and you shall receive.
Wow.
Is that a Lego?
No, it's just a little Jesus, isn't that? Everybody needs a little Jesus. I'll put him
Are you
right
very
here.
religious, Tammy?
Yeah, it keeps me from killing people.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
You go over the top, sugarcoat.
I know. It does. Thank God, though. If I didn't have someone to stop me from things, so many things I would do. I would love to smack people.
Mac people?
Smack for sure. Remember, like our pal over. We have that one pal that's the owner of a comedy club. Maybe we won't say his name. Maybe we could, but said he can't fly.
Say his name.
Said he can't fly because he was afraid that we'd run up and down the aisle and smack people in the head.
Where was this at?
Remember our pal? If I say his name, what if he gets mad at
we
me?
could bleep. We could bleep it.
Yeah, we can edit it out. Yeah.
But will you is the key. People say we can all the time.
Yeah, I will. I will edit it out. Yeah.
Tell remember, he said he can't fly because he's afraid he'll run up and down the aisle and smack people in the head.
And Sophie said the nuts go run up on the chairs and just take a big shit right there. That was my girl. Made me proud. Remember the time Sophie her what crap's doing her high heels?
Yes.
Took it down.
And they got mad at us when she fell.
because we laughed.
But it was funny. I have gotten myself in more trouble laughing inappropriately at things. I just have that more than I am funny. I find things funny. And when I laugh, I can't stop. And the more someone gets mad at me, the more I'm so uncomfortable that I laugh. And I have gotten myself in more trouble than ever. That's probably why I don't have a better career.
I think isn't that called psychosis?
Yeah. I think it's
I believe I'm not a doctor, you know.
You're not, but you play one on TV.
Yes, I do.
I think it's the Sicilian. No, go ahead.
I'm Sicilian. I'm Sicilian and regular.
I know.
And regular.
regular.
I'm Abruzzese. I'm a fanguli di cazzo. You know what that means, really? It's not. It's worse than you thought.
What's
Fuck
that?
you, Lugal up the ass.
In the coolie, yeah.
Anybody getting hungry? Have a little jet.
What about Grease? As a kid, Grease came out. Like, these kids are young, so they don't. Mm-hmm. Grease came out, like, everybody's singing all these songs, and Grease is so popular, and John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. And then there's Rizzo, and she's got her one song, and then she goes, "Hey, Fangu, I'm Sandra." And I remember getting beat by my grandmother. Oh, she broke my record. Now all the other white kids are singing it, you know. But
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
before my time.
Yeah, she goes, "Hey, Fangu, I'm Sandra."
I remember watching that I remember watching that as a kid. That show is popular with like every generation.
Yes. Straight
classic.
Yeah. That not two with Adrian Zemed.
Yeah. that movie didn't keep me engaged.
No. Even though Michelle Pfeiffer was in it.
Michelle Pfeiffer?
Yeah, didn't you have a Michelle Pfeiffer story, Dom? Dom has a story about just about everybody.
Oh, is that right? Michelle Pfeiffer?
Oh,
Harry,
Dom.
Harry, what's the girl, the woman from Odds?
Against All Odds. Oh yeah, Rachel. Rachel. I know what you're talking about. Rachel Ward.
No, the singer, Judy Garland.
Oh, oh, that's a different
Pretty big
Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
Wizard of Oz.
Oz. Oh, okay.
Oz.
Harry Basil, this friend of ours, he was opening for her, and she kissed him on the lips, and he went, ew. she, ugh. And they had to fire him because he didn't kiss Liza Minnelli right on the smackers.
Oh, well, the same thing. It's so funny because I'll never forget. Do you remember for a while at the Improv, Farrah Fawcett used to come down? There was a time where, for some reason, she just really got into comedy. And the guys, of course, went crazy because it was Farrah Fawcett, but so did I, because she was like my idol when I was a kid. I loved Charlie's Angels. And for some reason, she kind of took a liking to me, maybe because I was the girl, and she would.
What's not to love? Come on.
Yeah, she would call and say, is Tammy on? And so she would sit with me. I felt so special. But I'll never forget, I was sitting with her, and in the little area in the restaurant where the comic sat, and she got up to go to the restroom, and Jimmy Schubert came over and said, "Oh my God, I love Farrah Fawcett. When I was a kid, I wanted to bang her." And I go, "Well, now is your chance." If you just wait long enough, someone will get so desperate to have a young person that you'll have an opportunity. If you just wait it out, you will get your chance with anybody. You just have to live.
Did he make the attempt? Did Jimmy make the attempt?
I don't think he did.
God
rest her soul. She died shortly thereafter. But you never know with Jimmy. He might have.
Yeah.
We went to Rodney Dangerfield's memorial, and she was standing next to me, just as like right there, like we were on a date. And I was thinking, man, I know I look bad, but you. I'll admit.
Tom, I wanted to talk to you about something. I thought about you.
This is the place to hear it. Nobody watches it.
The other day when I was watching the roasts, which I thought were great, right? I thought it was great.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember what a great set you had during the Bruce Willis roast. And I think that it's funny because I remember a couple of people bombing during the Bruce Willis roast. That was the difference in that live set. Everybody looked good. You could tell the difference between who killed and who was good and who tanked. But when they had the roast and they put it on like the Bruce Willis or some of the other ones, they would do the editing so everybody looked good. But I remember at the Bruce Willis roast, you had the best set of everybody.
I just got mad at that guy, that actor that was taking the ball. It was Bruce's. It's his roast. Remember the guy with the? He's like away from everybody else.
He was in poker movie with. I know who you're talking about. I
was like really pissed. So it was
Ed Norton.
Acting.
Ed Norton. Yeah,
Ed Norton. Yeah, we've talked about this before. Yeah, that's right.
The typical fucking actor. And then it goes back to me. And one time I remember that joke about the guys with the girl on a date, and then he says that all he does is talk. Remember that joke?
It's one of your jokes, Dom? It's one of your jokes?
No, it's not mine. I wouldn't do this shit.
What he said. Yeah, I remember what Ed.
Did you watch tonight? Everything we talked about me the whole night. What about you? What about you? What do you think of me?
Yeah, right. We've talked about it. What about you? You did say, I love that joke. So I went to Montreal the week that Netflix had their big festival that was for everybody but me. I think it was called the Everybody But Tammy Festival. And it was the last show that Just for Laughs did. I got to do the very last Just for Laughs.
Wow, I finally got it.
So, but I was like, I walked through that town, and it was very different to be there without everybody.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I had so many flashbacks of us, because I think we went for like, you went all the time. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times, how many festivals? 17, 18 festivals?
A lot. Like, I think that the more than any other American.
For
God
sure.
rest its soul.
Yeah.
And
you would do the full 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, because we always had TV shows in the beginning, because there was no internet. There was no internet there, so the guys had to actually go and see people. And that was a whole different thing, you know.
But I was like, I went with you at least 3 years in a row where we did the Wise Guys shows.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I used to like who's the old man we used to go with, the Italian guy?
Rocky Laporte.
Rocky,
no,
Frank Spadone, Pat Cooper.
Pat Cooper was so much fun to work with, because he's an old grouch except for us.
Yeah, but
he was moody. Oh, really?
He was married to my cousin. Isn't that weird?
Oh, wow. Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, I did, but he didn't do anything for my career. Dom did. I wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for Dom. Pat did. I love Pat, but Pat didn't do nothing for me.
What should he do for you?
Nothing. But you know what? You know what Pat did do for me, I'll tell you, is at the end of his life, when he had time and he had calmed down, he would call and check in with me, and I would call him too, but every couple months. And he would just, because I have wanted to give up lately a lot in the past couple of years, and unfortunately for comedy, I haven't. I just haven't been able. It's like suicide. I realized I missed my window for suicide. Like, now no one would know. I just expect that it was my regular death. So if I quit comedy now, no one's gonna know. And but he would talk me into like seeing the good parts of what I'm doing so far, you know.
What do you want to be? An actor?
I don't know what I want to do. I just, you know what? I'm caught in my head. It's not that I just need a little bit more respect. It's a 6'6" thing.
Shut up for a second. Anyway, come on.
A comic did that recently at a show. She followed Bert Kreischer and she took her shirt off, right?
Mm-hmm.
That just recently happened. Natalie Laguerro, is that her name? It was all over the internet and the news.
I feel like I do remember that happening, but I don't remember who.
Oh, Natasha Leggero.
That's it.
Natasha used to date. You remember Natasha?
Duncan.
Mm-hmm. When he was.
How the fuck did I remember that?
And then well, first Ari,
mm-hmm.
and then Duncan.
Is that the big Jewish guy?
Yeah, that's what they got in a big fight. One of them. There's at least 3 or 4.
The only guy, you know, he hit. It was Lee.
He hit Bobby Lee.
Yeah, he hit him. Big deal.
But do you remember we were there? Do you remember the night that Joe confronted Carlos? Me and you were there.
Yeah.
We were both sitting. I remember saying to you, "Should we get in between this?" And you look at me and you go, "Fuck no."
I ain't going up there. I know Joe wouldn't get in too much trouble. And I said to Carlos one time at the Laugh Factory, I said, I could steal your whole act and nobody would believe you. You know? What a stun.
It's hard when you call someone out for being a thief or even linear thinker, whatever. Then you become like, I became the pariah. But then now all of a sudden people come to me when they think someone else is stealing their material. They'll be like, you know, this guy took my joke. I'm like, I'm not the arbiter of comedy. You just got to handle it for yourself. Everybody has there's some linear thinking, but people don't always say it in the exact same way. And that's when it becomes more of a theft. And when there is 109 examples in 2 hours of a YouTube video, then yeah, that's probably a thief.
Remember the guys they used to.
Do you think the internet helped comedy or made it worse?
Well, it's watered out. It's much different. You don't have to be. I said, some guy in improv asked me. He said, "What am I going to do to get where you are? Walk over here." I said, the guy says to me, they ask me these questions about obvious answers, and I said, "Yeah, but it's really important to write." He goes, "Write? Fuck that."
Hysterical.
There you go. That's the right attitude. Fuck that.
I'll never forget. Dom took me on a bunch of places, guys. So when I met,
that doesn't say right.
No. But I mean, I was a house MC at the Cleveland Improv. I met Dom, and Dom was like, "Come open for me in Columbus. Come open for me in West Palm Beach." He took me, but in order to get those gigs, if I wouldn't have had someone of his caliber taking me, I had to have two. First, there were VCRs because I've been doing it so long. You had to have connected 2 VCRs to make a tape and mail it. Then you had to have DVDs. I mean, or you had to pay on your own dime to go do a guest set somewhere.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I got really pissed off when I saw where they left you off with those fucking little monkeys. Every you had to lock your door. Remember, they were getting drunk and bagging on your door.
Yeah.
What was this? No.
Just any time. I mean, there was a lot of sometimes comedy. I would stay in the condo. Like Dom would be the headliner, and there'd be, and you just never know. Sometimes condos didn't have keys. It was really
right.
It was crazy. Yeah. I had to stay with Vince Champ. Remember, I told you.
The guy,
the serial rapist. It was crazy.
What?
I'm not. You don't know the funny side of that.
There was.
That was my daughter. How many? Who have you read? What comedians have you? Anybody?
That I went on the road with?
Yeah. Tammy, did you ever have, besides your present husband, comedian?
No, because I did something completely stupid. I said I didn't want to bang any comics because I thought if I was successful, people would say, "Oh, she slept her way to the top." I should have banged everybody. Then maybe I'd had a better career. You saw, I used to have something there. There used to be a body there, and there weren't hot comics. Like now there's these gorgeous girls. There's Nikki, there's Whitney, there was like, it was, I mean, I wasn't even cute, but I was the cutest of the trolls.
Oh, you're cute. You're cute now. Come on. You're great. I'm not. My
I should have exploited it all. I should have been standing with my top off like Bert. We had so much fun. I never saw. There was only a couple times I saw you mad. I remember. Somebody
took a bite out of my sandwich.
No, yeah, no. There was
motherfucker.
No, we were. Oh God. There was some club we were playing. And they had changed the times. So the owner, like people didn't know whether to come, when to come in or whatever. And they were like standing out in the rain. And I remember you were pissed at that. I can't remember where we were. Some theater, I think.
But they wouldn't let the people in?
Yeah. And they're out in the rain and you're like, how am I supposed to make them laugh when they're soaking wet? Like, yeah.
You should have brought the mummers umbrellas, Dom.
Yeah.
Oh, what an embarrassment they are.
Dom was always one to tell you like the stuff that you didn't think about, like because for all you think about when you first start comedy is I don't know what they think about now. Probably getting a viral video, but back then you kept thinking, I just need to headline. How can I headline? And Dom was like, it's the worst. Then it's not about jokes. It's about trying to get tickets and worrying about all the chaos and having to get up early and do the press. It's not,
no more press now. It's great.
I know.
That
was the hardest part of the job.
It changed a little bit. You don't do morning radio as much, right?
No, it doesn't do anything. My audience, if I get up on a Thursday or Friday morning, they have plans already for the weekend. If they're just finding out I'm here, all I'll get is 300 emails saying, "I wish I would have known."
Right? Yeah.
I think I did this thing, Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And I think
never heard of him.
No, I think I swear to God, I got more thing on that because of everything changed so much than anything else. I think the Big Lebowski didn't get me more rest than it. Fucking incredible.
Well,
like getting on a movie is I don't know if it's carries as much weight as it did all those years ago.
Well, that's nice of you to say, Steve, now that I finally am starting to get in movies.
No, ain't that the case? Like podcasting and social media, everybody's on their phone.
I know. Well,
it's like repetitive rather than one great film. It's people are
hard.
They're on their phone all the time. What movie you in, Tammy, coming up?
It's a Vince Vaughn, Nona's. Hopefully they leave me in. You never know. You never know with those things. Like but it's funny because I remember Joe walking around with all the cameras and they started the podcast and we could have started podcasts back then, Dom. And then it was
Joe showed it to me way before, like a couple of years before any of this really happened. We would shoot pool on every Sunday nights. And he goes, this weird fucking happening. Look, I got like 1 million followers. He said, we should do this every day. And I said, and I ain't fucking getting up for that shit. I know, Pablo, the comedy.
I think that's me. I was a female comic before there were female comics,
but I didn't want. You were? What do you mean you were?
But I didn't want to be. I kept saying, "Oh, I want to tell jokes like a man." Then I was a mom before there were a lot of the female comic. But I didn't want to. I don't want to tell mommy jokes. We had the Italian stuff before Sebastian. I missed out. I had all the tools, but I just made all the wrong decisions.
No, you didn't. The fact that you're in the decision as well is amazing. Saturday. So have you ever seen her? It's not my school, but I'll tell you, with some Danny, come here, baby. It's too bad we didn't like each other. We would have saved the room. Huh?
I know. It would have been wonderful. I always loved you.
Who would fuck him?
That is not what I said, and we're going
to fight
about
it.
Lie.
Don't make a fool of the kids.
About it. That is not what I said.
Listen to what she said and tell her.
All right, I'll tell you what happened. Everybody took it the wrong way. I used to meet these guys, and they would be my friends, right? The male comics would be my friends. And then a lot of times, the women in their lives, their wives, their girlfriends, they would talk because it wasn't about cell phones. We'd all be talking on the condo phone. So I'd be friends with the women. I'd talk to them. It's out, and then they'd meet me, and then they didn't like me. Because they had pictured me to look like a certain way in their head, and that's not what they saw. And it's not that I was hot or anything; it just wasn't what they had pictured. So, what I loved about Dom is that Sophie was his girlfriend at the time, was super hot, and she loved me. And I was trying to be cool, and because Sophie could say these things like she was, smoke a cigarette, and
First time I was in bed with her, she said, the more I drink, the more I get better blowjobs. And I said, that'll be a double. She was remember how she was always so honest with her.
I'd never seen anybody, I'd never met anybody more herself, more themselves than that woman right there, right? And I said, trying to be kind of funny and trying to be avant-garde in a way that she was. And so like, of course, like when I meet these guys and we become friends, I know that they're going to have girlfriends. I'm like, look at how much I love Dom. I know that there's going to be somebody in his life. I'm like, somebody's got to fuck him. Not that.
Yeah, we
not
sure what
like
you mean.
got to. The got was the bad word. I should have said, I know he's fucking somebody. I should have said got to, because that's what has been the bane of my existence ever since.
Well, you know, there was a nicer way to express that, and it didn't hurt me. And it still ticks up a little, but I'm not going to let it go.
Listen, I know, and I've explained it. Would you just tell Jesus
what is it? 20 years ago? You're still holding
how about the Tonight Show? The Tonight Show. You want to do one of my lines?
Well, yeah. So Jay, I did 7 minutes on the Tonight Show, or 4.5 minutes. And then he made me sit down on the couch for 7.5, which we weren't expecting. Okay. And I had run out of fun. I didn't even know that I was saying it. And he said to me, he goes, have you ever thought about being on The Sopranos? And I go, oh, he goes, you should be on The Sopranos. That's what Jay said. And I go, oh, thanks, Jay. I never thought of that. And I immediately called Dom and I was like, oh my God, I think I said that. And it wasn't Dom's joke, but he said it. He had said it.
Yes, it was. My joke.
Well, you had said it. You would say it casually in the thing.
I know
and I
that.
felt horrible.
But things can slip out of your mouth, really. When I hated doing the Tonight Show because there's so much pressure on it. And I would have said, nobody should. It was Rodney's.
Right.
It was a bad day here. I honest to God, I don't know how I reacted in front of you, but I knew the whole time that you wouldn't plan it. It wasn't that big a deal, but it was just funny that that sounds familiar. You know. Yeah,
no, but I immediately the moment I walked in the house, before I even called my parents to tell them how it went, I called Dom and said, I said this. I don't know why it came out. I think I was you have to know this too, is that my very first ever television appearance was the Tonight Show. Yeah. I had never been on TV. So that was my very, very, very first, no Comedy Central. I had one premium blend. I had won the Bud Light Ladies of Laughter, and the thing was supposed to be a premium blend.
Looking back, do you think you were ready for that when it came?
Oh, I was. I was 10 years in the industry. Yeah. I mean, I crushed my set. I just wasn't prepared to be sitting for 7.5 minutes in between Jay Leno and Tobey Maguire.
Right.
After doing that's what a real celebrity does between 4.5. I was on the Tonight Show my very first time on TV. Think 4.5 minutes and 7.5 minutes. Do the math. Like 50. That's
a long time. It's a half a show. Yeah. It's a half a show. Yeah, it's a half a show.
He said, I remember he said to me, have fun. As the curtain comes out, I go, fun?
I know.
That's not fun. It's fucking torture.
Yeah.
But, there was all these outlets that we have now with all the computers. Just we didn't have any, not one of them. If you didn't make it on the Tonight Show, you didn't step up in the comedy life.
Yeah.
Don't you think? It's like,
yeah.
Is it difficult to do the acting in the movies also, or is that not?
No.
I mean,
What do you think, Tammy?
Well, I never really would get cast so there was for me, what happened is when I finally got a little bit of heat in stand-up, I just needed to make money. For all those years I didn't make any money. So I just went on the road. I just wanted the respect as a comic. So, and then I got weird things. It's funny. Sometimes you can be too good. Like I got a bunch of little development deals or holding deals, but they never went anywhere. So that kind of takes up a block. That took out 3 years of my time for a low amount of money. And I didn't really do it.
Did you ever take a writing job?
No, that didn't present itself. I didn't start getting writing jobs till people started lifting all my material. And then people were like, oh, wow, she has good material. So then I started writing for a lot of people.
Aren't you involved in the Sherry Shepherd show right now?
Yeah, well, I just got let go today. That's what I was saying earlier. Today.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so today's we just went on hiatus on Friday, and they called me today and said, hey, we're going to go in a different direction for next season. So I was like, oh, it's okay. It happens.
You're going this way, and I'm going that way. See it?
Right. I'm going backwards.
Man, you just threw me a haymaker. I'm sorry.
No. I said it in the beginning that last week my dog died on Thursday, and I lost my job today. And if I leave my husband, I'll be a complete country song. That's for real. Yeah.
Tammy, you're playing Dom's Turf, Wildwood next month, right?
I am, Dom.
Very nice.
I've never played Wildwood, New Jersey before.
Oh God, it's so much fun for me. Everybody from Philly that comes there.
Well, that's nice. For me, it's probably not going to be the same.
What club is it? I was just talking to
I am playing. It's not a club. Let me tell you the name of the place I'm playing. The
Ocean.
Yes, I'm playing. Is this appropriate? The Wiener Auditorium.
Oh.
Which is a place.
He's up for the Wiener.
I don't want to. They'll probably cancel me if I say anything else. But let's just say it's a Wiener Auditorium. So, yeah.
Where's it at? Do you remember?
It's at the Beth Judah Temple.
Ah.
Ooh, party.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I don't know. Listen, it's the middle of summer. I'm hoping somebody comes out. It's like that's the other thing about comedy now. These big tours. Last year I had a good summer. I had fun. I did a bunch of the Burt Kreischer shows, so that pressure was off of me. And I'm doing a couple of shows with they're called No Apology with Tom Cotter and Jim Florentine, thank God. But it's hard to sell tickets in the summer. For me, at least, it is.
But yeah, but that's a summer place. You have nothing to worry about.
I hope so.
A lot of people down there.
Ask me how I did there.
How'd you do there?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to appear to be like bragging and stuff.
Right? Yeah.
Wait.
But now that we're here,
Tom, what was the name of the character that you would do every on Mondays because guys, the Comedy Store is rip roaring now, but it wasn't always. Sometimes it was just for us. Those were sometimes the best nights when it was just the comics and 12 people. Okay, the Comedy Store was our own little isolated place. But you remember you used to do that one the failed what was the name of the failed magician?
Well, I remember the Panama guy that couldn't
Fritzy Anderson, right?
Fritzy Anderson was what do you call a dog with no legs? Nothing. No matter what you call him, he ain't coming. Hello.
You do this, and you go, who? Auga.
Didn't you say you developed that character with Bruce Willis?
Bruce, I don't know. We used to do the. Where'd you go?
Who?
There you are.
Me?
There's something over here. Tammy. Wow.
It's me. Hey, wait a second. Do you guys want to know another story? So Dom was my family. I wouldn't have gotten through. I wouldn't have been a comic without him, so you could blame him. And I wouldn't have gotten through LA without he and Sophie. I couldn't. And it just wasn't what, and the store, we were all there. So, but Bruce Willis has divorced Demi Moore, and he was dating somebody and he broke up with them. And there was this little period of time that he was single, and Sophie got this bright idea that she was going to set me up with Bruce Willis. So I was
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it never happened. So I know, because then I could have.
Fucking French Canadians.
No, they gave it back. I said, "What happened to Bruce Willis?" She goes. She just gave me that look.
That's a shame.
I know.
We had fun. Those guys, man, I could never drink like that, but we had a lot of fun. Remember one night I had Bruce and Jim McMahon, the quarterback for the Bears. Remember him?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they're in my car, and they're drunk and they're banging the sides. I go, guys, look, this is my car. It's only a Honda. You're making fucking movies. You're making big fucking major movies. I'm driving this Honda. Please don't break it. I think he's right.
I remember one time I called Dom, and he just had that, like, he didn't sound right. Like, you know, he just was. And I go, what's the matter? And he goes, I gotta go do Damon Wayans' TV show. I go, you gotta go do the show? What are you talking about? He goes, like, it's a special 3-part episode. I go, that's fantastic. He goes, in Hawaii. I'm just like, I want to kill this guy.
I had to leave the Montreal Festival and go to Hawaii. Boy, times were rough then.
Yeah.
And then it all craved in on me because they stole from Argus Hamilton.
I think I've been to the most places.
You guys would never know that. The what?
What's his name?
Argus. You guys don't know Argus?
No, they wouldn't know.
Oh, man.
He actually lives at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
He's a flat there.
He's a guy who would write very topical jokes, read the newspaper, write it real like an 80s comic throwback. And, you know.
I opened for a Comedy Store guy over the weekend, Paulie Shore.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's right.
We love my Paulie. Uncle Paulie, my son calls him. Paulie's the whole reason that I moved to Pennsylvania. Because, yes, I love Paulie. But and so does Luca, my husband. They're very good friends. And Luca was close with Mitzi. But I was 5.5 months pregnant, and I finally told everybody at the store. And I'm like, I'm pregnant. And Paulie came over and he grabbed my belly and he goes, little wheeze, I'm going to show you all the places that Sam showed me. And I was like, that's where we're leaving. We're like,
it was a den of sin.
I gave him his space most of the weekend. And then the last night he asked me best cheesesteak spot. And we ordered, he paid for cheesesteaks for the whole green room. Really nice.
He's a good guy. I worked with Paul. I was only like my very first 2 months in comedy. He was coming around, and it was huge. His MTV days. He used to go around in a bus, and I used to call him Disposa Chicks because women would just come through over and over.
What are you doing next, my friend?
Yeah, that's a good closer.
Is it time to?
We weren't closing.
I have a bunch of shows in Boston with Lenny Clark. Lenny comes out and hosts. Now, how's that? Like I told you, I've been on this sick thing in my head, this respect thing. That's respect. Lenny comes out and hosts my shows every time I play Giggles in Boston. So I got a whole bunch of shows.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Boston was the only place I went to where all the acts were like bouncers too.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about the Boston comics is it's still tough. Like we played Boston. I'm telling you, Dom, I have been all over the world with you. You and I played in Boston, in West Palm, Miami, Las Vegas. We obviously LA, San Diego, Columbus, Cleveland, all over Canada together. The most person that I've been on the road with is you. The most person, I don't know what that means, but you know what I mean. The person I've been on the road with.
I'm a good guy.
You are a good guy.
Dom don't take compliments.
I'm a good guy too, by the way. Enough really about you. What about me? Right.
Yeah, right. We've been talking about. I love that. Carol Leaf told that joke, and she just how selfish she is. And I had one of those roasts. I had a really dirty word. Really, I said, "Can I borrow that?" She goes, "That's mine." And Eleanor said, "That's a fucking. Everybody knows that joke." And I mean, "You lesbian fucking." Well, no, can you say that?
You could say anything, whether it plays is something else. Well, I gotta tell you, I think because of that roast that we can say a lot of the things again that we weren't able to say. Thank God for the little roast over there.
Which one was your favorite set out of everybody?
Well, I thought Nikki crushed, but Nikki always crushes. I think she never gets the credit.
She's brilliant. She's got for those, she has she has it down, her and Jeff.
Yes.
You know what it is?
I feel, I thought Tony, I loved Tony's set because it wasn't like he walked it. Now, I didn't realize that they weren't respecting him enough to give him, time on the dais and everything else. But whatever they gave him, I thought was, it was phenomenal. I also thought that it was amazing that Ben Affleck's set was so bad that Jennifer Lopez is leaving him now, like shortly thereafter. Like you have to really not be funny to cause your spouse to divorce you.
Brian did kill Tony. He put his name in the hat.
You did.
Oh God!
First time doing stand up.
You had to ruin it.
Yeah, it went very poorly. It's about as you would expect it to go.
Well, that's normal. So
no, but you never seen Haley.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. So did the guy who killed Drew Carey's ex-fiance. Do you know that? This guy.
No.
So this podcast that I'm doing with my it's the only time I ever decided to do a podcast. My best friend, you met her before, Dom, years ago. Laura, she's a cop. We grew up together. We do this thing called The Cop and the Comedian. And this guy, Gareth Pursehouse, was the boyfriend of Drew Carey's ex-fiance prior to him. And he was very jealous of this girl. And he decided, because Drew was at the Comedy Store, he just came in and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go do Kill Tony," so he could spy on Drew and this girl. And they pulled his name, and he of course ate it. And then 3 weeks later, he killed this woman. He threw her off a balcony.
I didn't do that part.
Fucking comedy, huh?
Yeah.
Well, he killed.
Yeah, he killed. Yeah, he killed.
He really did.
Yeah, he killed.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Crazy.
I was thinking of this stupid thing. Stupid people say to us, well, not you as much, but the rest of us. What's Billy Bob? What's his name? The guy's name? Billy Bob something.
Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton. I was doing some show or something with him, and he's a nice guy. And they wanted to come and see me do stand up. I got him tickets for one of them clubs, and after the show, he goes, "Man, that was really good. You're terrific. You didn't tell me you're this good." I said, "Who the fuck would come in? You got to come and see me. I am so good. Where do you see this?" What's that?
I did Cap City on Wednesday, and then they were at the Mothership the whole weekend. So me and Brian were out there. That's how the whole Kill Tony thing happened with Brian. He stayed, and they did Kill Tony that Monday.
He said, "I never." How much did he hate him?
A lot.
He said, "I hate you." How did he say it? He phrased it like, "Never will you."
Timmy, the panel was Eleanor, Dom, and Rich Boss. And Tony picks a random name, and it's Brian. Dom and Eleanor's face were just like.
He looks at me. He looks at me. I go, "What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? What did you say?" I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know what I said. Yeah.
It was like the uncomfortable thing. The whole David could feel it. The whole Earth had started shattering.
But by the way, you do start thinking differently of people if they suck on stage. Like you cease to be able to be friends with them. It's a level of almost like, look, if you have sex with someone and it's not good, you don't go back. Like I have lost friends. Like when they're not funny, you can't be friends anymore. Like I don't respect you anymore. Or if you watch someone dance and they dance ridiculous, we're not friends either. That's a couple things right there.
That happens to a lot of Italians at weddings when you see them dancing.
Oh, what a mess.
Oh, God. White guys shouldn't be allowed to dance.
You can boogie, though, can't you, Dom? You were saying that
I like to stretch it. I did the mashed potato, the twist one, too. I do the Hully Gully and tap dance.
And the bump.
The bump, I can't. I had to get an operation of my heat right here, right in my heat fucking hook. I like that show nice and quiet.
Thanks for hanging out, Tam.
I'm sorry, Steve.
Thanks for hanging out. I hope I see you soon.
Me too. I appreciate it. I hope I don't quit between now and the end of the year.
I appreciate you always put me on shows too. We have a lot of fun. Thank you.
Well, I adore you. Thank you for everything you do. You're so funny. It's always great to work with you and talk to you. Because
what about me?
You, I love. There's nothing left to say because
come here, you little fat bastard.
I miss you.
Yo, Dom, Yo, Dom.